The Buddha married at 15 and died of poisoning. Here are some surprising things about the Buddha. 1. His mother dreamed of a white elephant. The Buddha's parents were wealthy. They were leading figures in the Shakya Republic. One day, his mother had a strange dream. An auspicious white elephant entered her womb. 2. The Buddha's birth was unusual. The boy emerged from his mother's side. She stood leaning against a tree. The birth was painless. The Buddha took 7 steps. Lotus flowers sprang up in his footsteps. He was named Siddhartha, meaning a man who achieves his goals. 3. Siddhartha married at 15. It was the normal age of consent in Shakya. His bride Yashodhara was even younger. She gave birth to a boy who was called Rahula. They enjoyed a privileged life in Kapilavastu, the capital city. 4. Siddhartha didn't know about sickness and death. His father wanted him to become a ruler, so the young man was shielded from reality. When he found out that people age, he was disturbed. Siddhartha became interested in religion. 5. Siddhartha ran away from home. He fled in the dead of night and hid in the wilderness. He abandoned his horse and cropped his hair. Siddhartha became a religious wanderer. He found spiritual teachers who taught him meditation, but he wanted something more. 6. Siddhartha put himself through grueling tests. He sat under the scorching sun without protection. He deliberately avoided lying down. He would hold his breath and undergo strict fasting. The idea was to wear down the physical influence of one's being. This would make the spirit free. 7. Siddhartha decided this approach didn't work. After years of asceticism, the young man collapsed. He accepted a meal of milk rice from a young woman. His companions rejected him for giving up the fast. As he recovered strength, he moved away. He sat down under a tree by the river Naranjara. That's where he attained awakening, or Bodhi. Thus Siddhartha came to be called Buddha, the awakened. 8. The Buddha decided to share his experience. Several weeks passed after his awakening. The Buddha wanted to share his newly attained knowledge. He wasn't originally optimistic about this, but he hoped that someone might understand. There wasn't anyone around, so he walked back. The Buddha found his former ascetic companions. He took some care to explain his insights to them. The 5 ascetics became his first 5 disciples. 9. The Buddha died of food poisoning. He taught continuously. In the remaining 45 years of his life, he traveled around northeast India, teaching in a variety of dialects. In his 80th year, his life came to an end. He fell ill from food poisoning. The Buddha checked with his followers if they had any questions. They had none. The Buddha's final words were,
"Things that arise from causes will also decay. Press on with due care."
Then he lay on his right side and entered a profound meditative state. The Buddha passed away in meditation. 10. He had left instructions for his disposal. His body was wrapped in linen and cotton. Then it was encased in an iron vessel and burnt on a pyre. The surviving pieces of burnt bone were divided into 8 parts. They were given to representatives from 8 states. The bowl used for the relics and the Buddha's ashes were also preserved. Each relic became a funerary monument. These became the 10 places where the Buddha could be worshipped.